4 steps. That's the exact number of steps that you require to publish your first website. In this video, I am going to show you how you can publish your website step by step. Hello guys, my name is Shaman Dash and you are watching Messy Programmer. So, before diving into the main steps, let's see what is a website. A website is a collection of web pages and related content that is identified by a common domain name and published on at least one web server. Notable examples are wikipedia.org, google.com, and amazon.com. All publicly accessible websites collectively constitute the World Wide Web. Now you got the very official and formal definition of a website from Wikipedia. But who loves official definition? Basically, website is a medium to publish your content worldwide. And that's the simplest definition of a website. Now, let's jump to the main point. What is the 4 steps that you should follow to publish your first website? The first and foremost step is your idea, from where the journey begins. It could be anything. It could be a blog website, e-commerce website, it could be your portfolio site, or it could be your hobby project. But the main point is it should be yours, not a copy of another website. That's why this step is very important, and this step is going to define is your website going to get popularity or not. Now you had a great idea and you are so eager to share it with the world. But then the question arises, how? And that's why you need a website. But you may or may not know how to publish a website on the internet. In the next 3 steps, I am going to explain how you can publish your idea to the internet through a website. The next step is creating your website. Here's come the coding part. But hey, don't be afraid if you don't know coding. There is so much tool on the internet that you can use to build your website. Some of them are paid and some of them are free. You can use those tools to build your website with just a few clicks. Some of the most popular tools that is available on the internet is Bootstrap Studio, Mobirise, Google Designer, and CoffeeCup HTML editor. On the other hand, there is some other services like WordPress, Wix, Joomla. But there is some problem. They give some limited functionality and you are bound with them. But hey, you can argue that we can build plugin to extend their functionality. But hey, if you know how to build a plugin, then you can write your own website. In this position, you had created your website and you are so excited to share it with the world. But then the question arises, how should you publish the website? Then you should need a hosting. Then the question arises, what is hosting? Hosting means you host your website to the internet by a computer. This type of computer basically called server. Then the question arises, what is a server? Let's Google it first. In computing, a server is a computer program or a device that provides functionality for other programs or devices called clients. This architecture is called the client-server model, and a single overall computation is distributed across multiple processes or devices. Now you had got the official definition of a server. You may or may not understand what it's saying, at least I did not. Basically, a server is a computer which is connected to the internet, which serves your website to others. But in this step, you may be thinking that I am not going to do all this stuff to serve a basic website. And here's come the good news. There is so many providers on the internet that provide this service to you. You just have to pay some money to them to use their services. But some of them are free that you can use and some of them are paid. But you may not need that type of server to host a basic website or your hobby site. But if you need a big server for your production purpose, then you should buy a server plan. So now you had hosted your own website on a server and you got an IP address like this. A IP address is basically an identity of a computer through which you can communicate with the computer. Let's see an example with Google. Okay, let's go to the computer. Okay, let's ping to google.com, and here we got the IP address which is linked with google.com. Let now copy it from here. In the browser, now I am going to paste this IP address to see what's happened. Okay, now you can see that I pasted that IP address in the URL, and this IP address take me to the google.com site. So now you may have a basic understanding what is the IP address and how it is linked with a domain. Now you had got a basic overview of what IP address is, and you may be wondering, I don't want this type of IP address to identify my website. I want an URL like google.com, facebook.com. And here's come on next step, the domain name. You need a domain name to identify your website. For that, you need to buy a domain name from a domain name provider. You can buy it from Google domain, or you can use GoDaddy, whatever you want. What the domain name means that the domain name is an alternative of your IP address. Whenever a person type the domain name on the URL bar, the domain name will going to point the IP address, and then your server is going to serve the website that you had uploaded to the server to that user, and that is the work of a domain name and the IP address. And that's how your IP address and domain name is working together to serve your website. In my upcoming video, I am going to show you how you can get a domain name with free of cost and use it to serve your website. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope now you had a clear idea of what is website and how to publish your own website. If you learned something new today, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe on my channel, and press the bell icon. That's why whenever I post something new, you get notified at first. And until then, messing up with your busy. Goodbye.